Hello Pisces and welcome to Embrace the Moon Tarot and your April 2018 reading. So I was literally laughing after I laid out all these cards because they're all in reverse. Don't take that to mean a bad thing. I feel like this is going to be a good message all the same. Bear with me, please bear with me. I'm doing my usual mind, body, heart, or emotion, fire, spirit, present energy, strength, and potential obstacle. And as a whole, I feel like all of these are in the reverse because you are on the edge of something. I feel that it's kind of like being on the water's edge. You're still in the water, so you're still getting wet. You still might feel slightly cold. You still might feel the pressure of the waves slapping against your legs. And depending on how hard that wave is kind of flowing in, it might actually kind of make you teeter with balance because it rushes so hard with such force. But you're on the edge. You're on the edge. That's like keep coming through. You're on the edge. You're almost out of it. So I hope that makes sense. So it's on the edges and the good thing. It's on the edge, on the verge of something good. So we have present, and I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot. Like all of these on the reverse is basically saying you're on the edge. You're on the edge. You're on the edge. It's soon, 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 soon. So we have the 10 of coins in the reverse position, and I feel this is just saying you're so close to getting that peak of happiness and contentment and feeling the lushness of everything coming together. It's almost, you can almost see it. Like if you think of yourself being at the beach, your feet are still in the water and you can see the sand in front of you. And after you get through the sand across the way, you can see the gardens. You're so close. You can see it. You're not there yet, but you can see it. And I feel like this is just validation. Yes, you're on the edge. Yes, you're almost there. Please don't give up. Keep taking the steps forward that you're supposed to be taking forward. You will get there. You will get there. It's assurance that you will get there. I feel bad because I feel like I should be giving you more. But again, I have learned that when I get a message, I'm supposed to just pass it on. And I'm assuming that is what you need to hear and all you need to hear. You're on the precipice, you're on the edge, you're so close, you're almost there. And that includes the present condition of just feeling like you're almost to that point of just contentment that you've been working towards. You're so close, of the cup being full. I know this isn't a cup card, but still. Of the garden being lush and you being present. You're just so close of everything vibrating together harmoniously, in great abundance and radiating outwards. You're not there yet, though. And I feel that that's what you're feeling. You're feeling that you're not there yet, and it's frustrating. But you're so close. Don't give up. You're so close. Just keep taking one step at a time. Keep doing the work that you're doing. Keep having the faith that you're having. Your faith is being noted. And even when you are struggling with your faith, it's okay. The fact is that's not being noted. What is being noted when you take the time to think about your faith and you feel like your faith is waning and you start having a little less hope than you did before and you start believing a little less, you come back around and that's what's being noted. The fact that you still have faith, the fact that you still believe this, the fact that even when you are feeling moments of not believing, you actually sit down with yourself and you turn yourself around and tell yourself, nope, I do believe. I'm not going to give up yet. So you're on the right track. You're so close. That is the biggest thing that I can pass on to you. I feel everything else is just going to, okay, so you're so close. And basically that means you're so close to getting that card to be turned around. So you're entering the month of April with it being in reverse. Like I said, you're at the water's edge, but you're still in the water. And you're still feeling all the sensations of being in the water, but you're close to exiting the water. Then here's the thing. You're being told to have faith because I feel like as the time passes through the month of April, you're going to get closer and closer to that garden that you see in the distance. And you're going to get closer and closer to getting that card to be turned the other way, to be put in an upright position. And now I feel like everything that I'm going to read in the subsequent cards are going to be kind of validation, affirmation, or ways for you to focus to kind of keep you on track So here we go. Mentally, we have the Two of Coins in reverse. And the problem is that basically you're focusing too much on how to make the balance work instead of allowing the balance to just happen. There's no other way that I can put that. So balance is the focus, but you're focusing on the wrong spectrum of the balance. Yes, you want to be focusing on balance, but you should not be focusing on how to force balance. A lot of times when we try to force balance, that's when things fall. When you try to force your hand to be steady, when you're trying to build a house of cards, usually that's when it shakes the most. Just have confidence that it's going to come together, and just place the card on top of the other and it comes together. Allowing it to happen organically, kind of thing. So yes, balance is important, but again, you're focusing on the wrong spectrum. Stop trying to focus on how to force the balance. Allow the balance to happen. See what you have in your hands. Play a little Tetris with what you have as far as juggling and making it all fit. And then the new things that come, well, you can work with that as it comes. But I don't know why Tetris came to mind, but it did. So, as far as Tetris is concerned, move the little pegs as you need to, get it to land where you need to do, and just move on. You don't have to move it to make room for the next thing. I can't. That's all I'm getting to give you. So yeah, balance is your focus. You are correct, but you're going about it the wrong way. Allow it to happen a bit more organically. Shuffle and shift as you need to, and then be done with it. Let it go. Leave it alone. I don't know why another analogy that came into mind would be like, if you were fixing your hair, do you know how sometimes you fix your hair and there's that one little spot and you're like, well, if I just spray a little stuff on there and I kind of move it a little bit, I'll get it to sit the way I want it. And the moment you do that, you actually make a bigger divot, or it shifts in the wrong way. And now it's even more of a problem than it was before. And the more you mess with it and fuss with it, the worse it gets. That's kind of the scenario that I'm getting. Fix it and forget it. That's what you're being told, and the balance will kind of come naturally. We have the World in reverse, sitting in the position of your own personal world, and I feel this is just very heavily speaking about how you're trying too hard to make it perfect. Let it go. Just let it go. I feel like I'm giving the most simplest messages, and I want to give more, and I'm not getting any more to give because this is supposed to be enough, apparently. Stop trying to make it perfect. It's okay. Let it go. And the analogy that comes with this is kind of like whenever it's still the same hair analogy, but now we're going to move to cake. So whenever you are frosting a cake and there's a point where you feel that there's a little less frosting, and so you try to spread more frosting, and next thing you know, you take too much frosting off of the part that was neatly and perfectly covered, and you try to cover, and you just shifted it from one to the other, but it's still imbalanced. That's kind of what we got going on. You're trying too hard to create perfection. Stop trying so hard. And things are probably more perfect than you're giving it credit. And you need to kind of let go of the reins a little bit. Exist in the world as you know it right now. And believe in your beliefs. Believe in your faith. I'm really feeling the push to go to Spirit's fire realm, and we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and I feel this is really speaking about how drained you feel as a result of this constant attempt to create balance. You get things balanced, and then you see something else coming, and you feel the need to shift something. And you're constantly shifting because of this perception of perfection that you are really basing everything on. And the more that you work on these two, the more you feel yourself being drained. And you just feel like your cup is completely empty. Like if you turned it upside down, not even a drop would fall out of it. That is how empty you are feeling at times. And you're being told, just turn the cup back upright. Don't worry about it, and Spirit will fill it. But every time you get a bit obsessed with wondering if the cup has been filled yet, and wondering if the balance is working, and if you need to shift something, and if you shift something, and really working on that perception of perfection that you have, you move the cup, and you move the cup about the time that Spirit starts to fill it up, and you're moving it right out of the line of what's being given. So just turn the cup upright and be open to receive. Try to turn your perception of perfection and allow it be to be. Settle in and let it go, knowing that whatever comes next, you'll shift that and allow that to sit on top of, and you'll be able to balance that without juggling, because the desire to constantly juggle is what's creating the upheaval. Just let it be, let it go, let it exist, and exist in your faith and your hope. Because you're so close. You're so close. Just, you want to work hard, but the kind of working hard that you're doing is wasting your energy. Like you're not wasting sounds so mean. It's like you're expending more energy than you need to be within that moment, which is depleting you. So you want to work hard, but be wise about how you're working hard. Put in the work, but don't be spending so much energy in areas that you don't need to be spending the energy. Yeah. In the emotional realm, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. And I do feel that this is speaking very highly of relationship status, and you're being told to take a step back. So those of you who are in a relationship or about to embark on a relationship, or who are about to take a relationship to the next level, you're being told to take a step back and reevaluate. It's not that you're being told not to move forward, because some of you will move forward accordingly, but you kind of have to get an idea of your personal definition of the relationship, so you have a good definition moving forward for both you, for as well as the other person involved, and as well as the relationship as a whole. Now, some of you, this may mean that you're going to go in a different direction when you take a step back and think. The action you take is going to be different, but some of you, it is just going to be allowing you to create some space for better definition before you move on to whatever the next level it is. But there's a whoa, slow down just for a second. For some of you, it's just for a second. For you, some of you might be longer, and you know who you are. That's what I'm being told. You know who you are. Your strength, we have Seven of Wands in reverse is your strength. And your strength is going to be letting go of your perception of perfection, your perception of what you need to be waiting for. I just get a sense that you have this kind of idea, you have a vision in your head. Whatever it is, you have a very specific vision. That's all I'm being told, a very specific vision. You have a very specific vision, but you are clinging so tightly to that vision. You are not being open to what the higher powers, the universe, spirit, deity, or higher self, however you may relate to that concept. You're so focused on that vision. You've got that sealed up so tight. There's no wiggle room for spirit to add anything more to that. And so you're kind of, that's where the Seven of Wands is coming in, because you're being asked, can you kind of let go of the hold on that a little bit? This standing tall for such a specific thing. You're being credited and validated for the strength and how you've been standing for this. But there's more. There can be more that's going to be given and added to this vision. And so you're just being asked, it's that perception of perfection that you have. You're just being asked, can you please let a little wiggle room? Because the universe has a little bit of something that they want to add to it that's going to really fill up that cup once you turn it upright and leave it alone. So yeah, what you're fighting so hard, what you're standing so strong for, it's not incorrect 100%, but there's more. You're zoned in a little too much. You're almost kind of narrow-minded regarding it, and there's more that the universe wants you to give to you. So please still have your strength and standing tall for what you believe in, but recognize that there's more to the picture, and you're just being asked, can you please open up your perception a little bit, because we want to give you more. We have in the potential obstacle the Magician in reverse, and I feel like this is a you are your own worst enemy kind of position. So the lack of belief, and I feel that the lack of belief in letting things happen is kind of keeping you just on the edge. Oh, so close, but yet so far away. That lack is kind of, it's a personal battle and struggle that you're having. It's what's really having you cling so tightly to that cup, not being able to let it go, put it upright and walk away. It's what's making you feel the need to cling to that perception of perfection that you have. It's making you feel the need to move everything around, and once it's balanced, you see something come up and you feel like you have to juggle and shift everything once more. So you're spending all this energy shifting constantly when you really don't need to be shifting constantly. It's what's not allowing you to kind of let go just a little bit so you can see that perception. I don't feel that it's horribly strong. I feel like once you see it, you'll be able to let go, but it is an obstacle nonetheless. So it's just getting to that point where you see it for what it is so that you can kind of release it and you can turn all of this around. So this is the energy that's available as you move through the month of April. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of so close, but so far away. But I have faith that you can do it. I have faith you can see it for what it is, and you can make it be what you need it to be so that you can no longer be in the water's edge, and you can move to that lush garden of contentment and peace that you've been working for. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull one more card for you. So I cannot imagine, I can't say how much these cards together this particular month have been amazing as far as just affirmation. So you have, when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. I just, like, could this have been a more perfect summary for this reading? I don't feel like it could. This has been just, I don't know. It just summarizes it all. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. So if you need to write this down and put it somewhere where you can read it on a regular basis, so whenever you feel like you are struggling in any way, it can be that little bit of a reminder for you to get yourself refocused so that you can turn all these cards in an upright position so that you can no longer be so close, and you can actually be close and upon what you're looking for, what you're working for. Do that. Write it down. And hopefully it can be what you need it to be, and you can make April be all of these in an upright position for yourself. All right, Pisces, that is all I have for you for this month. If you would like a personal reading, I do have readings up on the Etsy shop. I also have different subscription tiers on Patreon that offer weekly readings, new moon astrological readings, and monthly subscription for a personal reading at the beginning of every month. If you're interested in any of those, check them out. If not, it's all good. Either way, hopefully I will see you next month. And in the meantime, make April fantastic.